For decades, luxury SUVs have been about one thing above all else: comfort. Soft suspensions, quiet cabins, effortless cruising. Speed was never the point. But what if that rule no longer applies? What if luxury doesn't have to feel slow, heavy, or disconnected anymore? This is the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance. And for the first time, Lincoln isn't just chasing comfort, it's chasing confidence, presence, and real performance. Before we go any further, ask yourself this. When you think of speed, do you ever think of Lincoln? Comment yes or no, because the 2026 Navigator might finally change that answer. The Lincoln Navigator has always been a symbol, not of aggression, not of dominance, but of arrival. It was the SUV you stepped out of, not the one you attacked corners with. It floated, it isolated, it shielded you from the outside world. And for years, that's exactly what buyers wanted. But the world has changed. Today's luxury buyers don't just want to be comfortable, they want to feel capable. They want power on demand, they want instant response. They want something that moves with authority, not hesitation. And that's where the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance enters the conversation. Under the hood, Lincoln finally lets the Navigator stretch its muscles. This isn't about brute force for bragging rights, it's about effortless speed. Press the throttle and the Navigator doesn't lurch forward like an old-school truck-based SUV. It surges, smoothly, quietly, confidently. Acceleration feels refined, not frantic. The power delivery is linear and controlled, but make no mistake, this thing moves. For something this large, this heavy, and this luxurious, the speed feels almost unreal. And that's the key difference. The Navigator doesn't try to impress you with drama, it impresses you with how easy speed feels. Then there's the ride, and this is where Lincoln reminds you who they are. Adaptive suspension constantly reads the road, adjusting in real time. Rough pavement disappears, imperfections get erased before you even notice them. But here's the surprise. Despite the size and comfort, the 2026 Navigator Performance feels planted. Body roll is controlled, steering feels more precise than you'd expect. The chassis doesn't feel disconnected from the road anymore, it feels composed. This isn't a performance SUV pretending to be luxury, it's a luxury SUV that finally learned how to move. Inside, the Navigator remains unmistakably Lincoln. This is still a rolling lounge, premium leather, real materials, calm, minimalist design. But there's a subtle shift in attitude. The driver's seat feels more commanding, the steering wheel feels more purposeful, the displays feel faster, sharper, more responsive. Technology here isn't overwhelming, it's supportive. Everything is designed to reduce stress, not create it. You're not bombarded with gimmicks, you're surrounded by clarity. And when you accelerate, the cabin stays quiet. No artificial noise, no fake drama, just controlled motion. Luxury doesn't shout here, it whispers. Design-wise, the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance doesn't scream aggression. It doesn't need to. The presence comes from size, proportion, and confidence. The stance is wide, the lines are clean, the lighting is sharp but restrained. This SUV doesn't chase sportiness, it commands respect. Park it anywhere and it doesn't look fast. Drive it and it suddenly feels very fast. That contrast is intentional. So why does this matter? Because the luxury SUV segment is changing rapidly. Buyers are no longer choosing between comfort or performance, they expect both. And competitors have already started pushing into that space. For years, Lincoln stayed in its lane, smooth, quiet, conservative. But the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance proves something important. Lincoln understands that luxury doesn't mean slow anymore. It means capable without effort. This Navigator isn't built for track days, it's built for real life. Highway merges feel effortless, overtaking feels instant, long drives feel shorter. You don't feel the weight, you don't feel the stress, you just move. And for families, executives, and anyone who wants presence without punishment, that matters. This is performance you don't have to think about. Here's the deeper shift. The 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance represents a mindset shift. It says luxury buyers are no longer passive passengers, they're drivers again. They care about response, control, and confidence, even in full-size SUVs, and Lincoln finally listened. They didn't turn the Navigator into something it's not, they evolved it. They kept the calm, they kept the refinement, but they added urgency. The Navigator Performance won't appeal to everyone. Some people still want pure softness. Some people still want loud aggression. But for those who want quiet confidence, power that doesn't need to announce itself, this might be exactly the right balance. It doesn't feel rushed, it doesn't feel dated, it feels prepared for what luxury SUVs are becoming. So here's the real question. Is the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance proof that luxury SUVs can finally go fast without losing their soul? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy deep dives into modern luxury performance, hit like, subscribe for more vehicles that redefine expectations. This is the 2026 Lincoln Navigator Performance. Not a reinvention, not a rebellion, just luxury that finally learned how to move.